sales breakthrough is they found out if this offer is for them or not. It's a breakthrough on a decision.
Oh,
That's a sales breakthrough.
so
It's not like you give them a light coaching breakthrough or
yeah.
something like that. It's a different type of breakthrough. To me, a sales call is a breakthrough call, but it's a breakthrough call on decision making. It's a decision breakthrough. So basically, during the first part of a sales call, right, what you want to find out is what is their current situation exactly in the way that is relevant for your offer, nothing else, right? What is relevant for their offer right now? For your offer, like what is their situation in terms of what is relevant for your offer right now? That is what you got to find out, right? So what's happened, like I like to just ask straight up. It's like, okay, so can you give me some context of what brings you on a call like this? How come you're considering, being on a sales call with me? Give me the full laydown here, right? Then they usually go, well, um, like, so okay, good example. I recently had this high ticket closer come to me. Yeah. And so he's got into a place where he's good at sales. He makes good money, right? Like for him, good money, right? It's relative. Everyone have their own ceiling and their own, whatever. But he would have months of doing about 25, 30K, and then he would drop down to his kind of baseline, right? Which is around 15, right? This is super common for people in sales, like around somewhere between 12 to 15, maybe upwards of 20 is like a very common like little spectrum of a window to get stuck in. But it'll have like 1, 2, maybe 3 months in a row of much higher than that. On the same offer, more or less the same leads, right? Like they're different people, but like, you know. And he'll have these months where everybody else on the same offer are not having those months. So he just is actually performing at a higher level. So he has the capacity to perform here, right? But he still keeps coming back here, and then he's here for like a few months. He just can't make this fully consistent. So he's realized that he has the skills to perform up here, but there's something going on internally that causes him to self-sabotage and to get back here. And so what he wants is to figure out what is happening in his unconscious and reconstruct something in his internal reality. So this can be his baseline, right? That's why he's on the call with me. And that's all the information that I want to know, more or less, right? Because, oh, cool. That's my wheelhouse. I do that. Like, if that's you, I'll fucking mega crush it for you, right? So I was like, cool, this sounds great. And then is anything else is coming up, any kind of resistance, any concerns, anything like this? Because I want to know if there's resistance. It's like, no, not really, but, just like one thing, like I don't really know you from before or like whatever, right? Like he's not someone who's followed me like my past. Like I'm totally new to him, right? And so I'm like, okay, cool. So tell me a little bit about that concern. And so we spoke a little bit about that concern that he had, and it actually dropped away organically by him just understanding the concern. And then he was like, yeah, but actually that's not really relevant to the thing. So yeah, never mind. And so it went away. So that ego state got quiet, basically. And so then he was fully in the ego state of, I understand my issue. I understand where I want to go. And then I'm like, cool. So now the only thing left is for him to understand what I have to offer. So I'm like, okay, let me explain exactly what's going on. Here is your problem. Here's what's actually happening for you. Because I've asked enough questions, because I asked quite a few follow-up questions, asked enough questions to really understand what keeps him stuck here and why he's not going up here. Because I had to make an assessment of, is it a skill issue or is it a shadow issue? And I know how to assess that. So look, this is a shadow issue. Here's why. Here's how that works. And here is how we're going to get you to up here. And I explained it with precision in an emergent way. Emergence meaning it's not a fucking script. It's not a track. You know, like I say the same thing. I don't have a pitch. I speak from understanding my fucking product. My number one pet peeve of people trying to sell their shit is they don't understand their own product yet. But understand his situation really well. They understand your solution really well. Cool. So here's what's actually going on for you. Boom, 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 boom. That's not a track. That's not a pitch. It's not a fucking script. It's coming from me asking, I'm a fucking human, not a sales bot. I'm a human that took my time to understand. And I've also taken my time to understand this type of thing. So I can ask questions for like 30 minutes. And then I really fucking, like, I really know this shit. You go, here's what's going on for you. And I can talk about it with hyper precision in an emergent way. So it's like what is coming up as I am realizing what's happening. Yet keep it simple enough to adjust to his developmental level so that he understands. So depending on where his level of ego development is, I will explain it in a different way so that he really gets it. Then he really gets it, and I go, does that make sense? He's like, oh my God, yes. Holy shit, this is actually why I have a problem here, right? Go, cool. Now, here's how I'm going to solve it. And then boom, 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 boom. I explain exactly the way that this will fit to him, right? Yeah, exactly. So we just include, market sophistication, customer awareness, like all of these sorts of things, right? Everything is adjusted to him in my language. Different personality types, different communication styles, like all of this kind of stuff, right? Then this is fully explained in a way that it's explained in a way that's designed for the shape of his consciousness. Now he realizes, oh, this is the right thing to do, right? So I don't come on the call already being confident that my thing is the right move for him. I come in agnostic. I come in, hey, let's see what the fuck is going to happen here. I am confident in my ability to create a breakthrough, but the breakthrough isn't always to buy my shit. Sometimes it's like, hey, this is not my thing, right? I had a call like a couple of weeks ago with a guy that really wanted my stuff, and I'm like, this is just not it for you. And I pointed it to someone else instead. It was a much better fit, right? Because it's about coming in almost as a third party, almost being neutral of like, hey, I'm just here to facilitate the breakthrough, whatever that breakthrough is, right? So I come in clean in that sense. I'm just confident in my ability to facilitate the breakthrough. That's my confidence. Then I understand his situation. And then hopefully, if my product is fucking good, then by understanding his problem, most of the time, I get a 10 out of 10 confidence that, oh, this thing will fucking help you a fuckload. You will have massive ROI, right? Cool. Then I explain this confidence, like why I'm confident, like exactly the reasoning for that confidence in a way that's precise, emergent, and fully attuned to his consciousness. And then he goes, whoa, yes. So my confidence is transferred into him, and he is now fully confident that this is the right move for him, right? And then I just go, cool. This is like this price for this thing. And he's like, done. How do I pay? And it's sorted, right? So that's a sales breakthrough, right? I'm working towards a breakthrough. But sometimes I go, this is not my wheelhouse. This is not my thing. But here's a guy that may be, right? And then I'll explain, like, here's why. And I'll literally sell the guy's thing for him. So this guy will have someone coming fully fucking ready. It's like, oh, yeah. Because my job is to create a breakthrough genuinely.
Cool. Thank you so much. So I was just wondering, when you said you explain your work, do you explain like the brain things you do, or do you explain it more in a like simple level, or like do you explain the actual modality you're using?
Uh, well, I don't use a modality to begin with, so I would not do that, right?
Yeah.
To explain my whole system takes hours, so that would be ridiculous too,
Yeah.
right? And I got to adjust to the ego development level of the person that I speak to. And for most people, it will be far too complex to understand because they haven't had any training in it before, right?
Mhm.
But if you are going uh, to um, say you do a consultation with a surgeon, right? So I have a thing with my sinuses. I may need to do a small sinus operation, right?
Mm.
So I went to a doctor, a surgeon, and he assessed, right? And he thoroughly assessed until he fucking understood what was going on, right? What is the root cause of my symptom? And he couldn't really assess. So he sent me to like a scanner, right? Like an fMRI or MRI or like what? Maybe it was just a CAT scan. It was just a CAT scan, I think. Yeah, it was a CAT scan, obviously, not an fMRI for this, right? So he sent me to a CAT scan. Um, Then when it came back, and I had gotten like a little bit of a thing to do during time, and it's like, so how did you respond to that? I'm like, not really much. Then he looked at the thing, and it's like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. You have this and this and this and this thing going on here right now, and he explains it to me, so I actually fucking understand like what is going on and why this is bothering me. I go, oh, cool, right? This also lets me know that he's an authority. He knows what the fuck he's gonna do. He knows how to solve it. Then he explains to me, so what we're gonna do is on this sinus, we're gonna do this, on that sinus, we're gonna do that, because when we do this and this is gonna happen, you're gonna have good airflow, and it drew it in front of me, right? Now, he didn't teach me how to do surgery,
Oh yeah.
right? Like he drew it on a piece of paper in 2 minutes time. Like that's not enough for me to go and open up your sinus and just be like, give me a fucking knife and a shovel and I'll fix your sinuses, bro. Right? But he's like, just so that I can relax and I can follow and I know basically more or less what is going on. And I'm like, cool, that sounds great. I'll do it.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
You adjust to the consciousness of the person that you are speaking to, right? Um, and also remember, explaining to them how this is gonna work is not justifying. That's a big misconception. You don't have to justify anything. So over explaining comes from people feeling like they got to justify their price a lot of the time. It's like, nah, I've done a shitload of work and I have, like really good results. I have this, I have that. I'm expensive. I'm not justifying my price. I'm just telling you, here's how we're going to solve it. Big picture, right? And if they have like tons of questions about like the smaller details of everything, I usually go, that's like, I'm not going to sit and explain all of that because that's not for you to know.
Mm.
Like, it's not relevant for you, right? Because, like, if you hire an electrician, you don't need to know how electricity works, right? Like, you just want the guy to fucking do the thing. But if it comes at home, you have an issue with something, you go like, hey, can you have a look at this? And he has a look. It's like, yeah, I know what's going on. in a mo For the most part, you want him to be like, hey, here's tell you like what the fuck went wrong, but without unnecessary detail. Just explain it to it like you're a layperson. You go, oh, okay, cool. So how are we gonna fix it then? He goes, well, I'm gonna have to rewire this thing and that thing, and then it should all be fine. It should take about 2 hours of work. Like so, he gives you like an expect like an like a timeline. Like cool. So how much do I pay you? It's like yeah, whatever, like €1,000, like whatever you would pay for that, and like cool. And you like he'll probably send you an invoice,
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
it makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
You're welcome.